Okay, so here we are. We're doing a little overnighter. We've got Moose with us today. He's been a little naughty so far out here, kind of wandering off, so he's tied to a tree right now. But, so we definitely have some rain moving in. Here's what we brought out here. Brought the 22. See if we can nab some squirrels. I didn't fill up any of my water, but luckily we don't have to go far for that. So first thing I'm going to do, because I think we got rain moving in. Actually, I think I just felt a couple sprinkles. So I'm going to get up a little shelter. And then get some water. And just get that going. Firewood isn't hard to find, so I'm not too pressed to find that if I need to get a fire going in a pinch. But I think I need to get Moose some water here. All right, so we decided to go with a ridgeline plow point for a shelter. Over here, these trees are just placed at a weird angle. It doesn't make well for a tarp shelter. So I borrowed some of the timbers that I cut for there, and I made a raised bed over here. Pretty simple one. Just stacking on top of the logs. I guess hypothetically you could throw some stakes on either side, but I don't know. Honestly, I'm not too worried about it. I may do it later. I ended up taking the dog back because with this rain blowing in, he gets all freaked out and he just wants to hide in a closet somewhere. So that was getting a little unruly. So anyways, that's what we got. Plow point, I got a stick in the middle, a little stick over here on the side to kind of just air it out a little bit, get a little room. But otherwise, we're getting her set up, getting the fire built, got a little reflector there, getting some firewood together. Here's what that kind of looks from back here. Okay, I'll tell you this right here, this tripod, having a tripod handy is just a hand. You have a place to hang your hat, your jacket, throw your saw, your tools, your pack. I've just found this to be a handy little thing, a tripod. You know, just throw you up a tripod together. You can even probably do a hasty tripod. But otherwise, we're gonna get some firewood collected. And I'll tell you what, I got to get me some coffee, so before I do much more. So for now, we're going to get a lot of firewood. Well, we've got water boiling from the river. I did probably, well, I don't know. It was pretty bad though. So I've got here's how I'm getting water from the river because it's a little steep getting down to the bank. So we got this. So you can just throw that in the river, get your water, pull it up, and you're good. Well, see if you guys can guess what happens next. I'll give you a second here. You might have figured it out. But swung my bucket, my 32 ounce stainless container, my favorite one, that nests in that cup, that nesting cup goes around, threw it, and of course let go of the string, and it floated down the river. So, oh boy, but whatever. Got some water boiled. I've got 2 canteens about this size. They're probably 24 ounce. Tell you what, I found these. This is from Goodwill. That one's from Goodwill. So I've got $2 in these, and they're single wall stainless. Then I got a canteen full of water there. So we're getting more water, but yeah. So anyways, that's where we're at right now. Took this bow saw out, got some mileage on this. I just picked this up to try it against my hand saw. I think if you're really gonna be processing some firewood, bow saw is the way to go. Just seems a little quicker than you know, like a pruning saw or whatever. Anyways, got a bunch of this dead black walnut that I started processing and just splitting it down. Cut an little anvil off of the log. And man, I'm telling you, you got to get yourself a little anvil. Go find a good log to cut an anvil off of for splitting wood. It just changes everything. So just getting a good pile here, kind of next to everything, so that we got enough wood to last through the night. I think this will be plenty here. I'm just slowly feeding the fire, keeping water boiling that I'm pulling out of the river, stock up on water, and probably gonna make some more coffee, go from there. Well, got quite a bit of it split up. I think I got to do what I want to do tonight. It's not really going to be very cold, so I'm not too concerned about it, but the sun's starting to set, so I'm going to try and get this fire going and definitely eat some food, and get the rest of this stuff kind of split up, but looking pretty good. So getting hungry, that's for sure. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you know that I am no means a cook, by no means. Well, I brought an MRE, but I just feel like something a little more tasty to top off that MRE. So I got some oatmeal, and actually I've got this bag I made just for carrying food in, just canvas sack I sewed. I got some hardtack in there, some oatmeal, some rice, and then let's see, some tea and some Bisquick. And I brought a potato with me and got some seasoning I kind of mixed up and put it in a bag. It's a few different things, I don't even know. I just smelled things and mixed them together. So I'm gonna try and do these potatoes over the fire. I'm just going to cover them. Oh, so I put a little water in there. I put the potatoes, I put the seasoning, and then I put a little water. So it's almost like a potato stew, but really I think most of the water will boil out and just kind of soften the potatoes as they roast on the fire. So we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing now. I just checked those potatoes and they actually look like they're doing pretty good, and I can hear them boiling now, so I think I might actually have a legit little shindig there. Well, damn, I gotta say, not bad at all. I don't know how long I let them boil. God, man, I don't know. This is probably a 10-minute ordeal all in all. Less than that, had to be. But they're nice and tender. And put a little salt and pepper on them, get a little more flavor. But hey, I gotta say, not too bad. Better than I expected, so I'm gonna eat them now. Well, about the end of the night here. Of course, we got some coffee made, and so here's a couple of things I've learned today. Because every time I go out in the woods, every time you do anything, you learn something. So here's what we've learned today. For one, if you're doing a throw bottle to get water from the creek, have the other end of the line tied to you so your bottle doesn't float down the river. Okay, that's lesson one. Anvils. This is just a little... By anvil, I just mean a chunk of wood that you can split on. Extremely handy. Also handy to set like a drink on, you know, or some liquid. You have a nice solid spot for it up out of the grass where you ain't gonna knock it over or something. Split lots of wood. Okay, could have done some more wood, honestly. I think a good... For a night like this, maybe a good 2 armfuls of wood would have been plenty, but I'll still get through. Really, I don't need a fire for warmth tonight. What else have we got? I've kind of got my, I'm going to show you here. So here's our camp. There's our fire. I've got the bed. It's a plow point, right? Starting up here, going down that way. Kind of wish I would have made the bed going this way, so my whole body's facing the fire. I didn't really think that one through, I guess. Tonight we're sleeping with a wool blanket and a sleeping bag combo. That's about it. Also, leather gloves. A pair of leather gloves, don't have to be fancy, are indispensable. Grabbing hot things off the fire, handling pot lids, you know, sawing, doing any of that stuff. Gotta have it. Also like having this bag that I made just for keeping food in. This is like my pantry. So I like that. It's like the perfect size, really. So anyways, yeah, we're getting her all buttoned up here. So, all right. Another thing I want to touch on is these stainless steel bottles, okay? If you haven't heard the word, stainless steel canteens are the way to go, because all of my canteens, except I got that one plastic one, which, you know, honestly, I might even not carry that anymore. Get another one of these. I've been finding these all over the place at Goodwill. I mean, that's $1.99. Single wall. You don't want those double sealed vacuum things. You need a single wall canteen. They're easy to find at Goodwill, really on Amazon and stuff too. But you can get water and you can just stick the bottle in the fire and boil water. For one, it's convenient to purify it, because then you don't have to transfer it into another container. Two, it's just easier. I mean, it's just an easy way to boil water, honestly. You can stick that thing in the fire on some good coals and it'll boil. So that's about, you know, about as easy as it gets, if you ask me. All right. Well, that was some strong coffee I had, because we changed the camper around. So here's the fire. Switch that bed so we're laying long ways to the fire. Oh yeah. And I like this setup. Kind of the heat gets over all your body. And plus really I just want to be able to look at the fire and lay down, so that's simple enough. Got a tarp laid out here with all my stuff back there, so all my gear is nice and dry. I got plenty of coverage from the rain. Got my firewood out front. It's still covered. If it started pouring, I could just move the firewood back there. No big deal. But so here we are. I want to show you this pillow. So I got my jacket and a sweatshirt wrapped up in here. I don't need those. And I've got it just kind of latched off with I've got a couple of these belts from Goodwill, about 99 cents. Well, they are 99 cents. Just, you know, one of those belts that usually comes on cargo pants or cargo shorts or whatever. But I use this for tying down my blanket roll, because these things work great. And they still, you know, still look cool or whatever. But they work really good. They hold, and tying up your blanket roll or your sleeping pad or whatever, or in this case, just kind of keeping a pillow together so you don't have to keep bundling up again. There we go. So we got ourselves not a bad little pillow right there. But it's time to just chill out, watch the fire, maybe do a little reading. Old Dave Canterbury. And then I also got a little chipmunk skin I wanted to sew to my pack, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know if I'm up for it, but anyways, let's just enjoy the fire. Well, good morning, everybody. So, slept pretty good last night. I woke up once, but it was at 5, I was getting up not long after that anyways. And you know, I didn't cover my head. I have my wool blanket that flaps around to cover my head, but I ended up, I had this sweatshirt in my, rolled up as part of my pillow. So when I went and laid back down, and this did the trick really, I took this sweatshirt and I just, you know, from the big end, body end of it, I guess, from here, I just pulled this thing over my head like a big old hood, and then my head was covered all the way. And I was feeling pretty good then, so definitely want to make sure and have my head covered. The temperature definitely dropped off. It was much colder. It's much colder this morning than it was. So it was pretty warm last night, really. But we got a fire going. I got plenty of hot coals to kick that fire back up, so that was good. I just took and split some wood really fine, and then kind of feathered it up a little bit. Blow on the coals and you got a flame. So ain't much to it, really. Making some coffee, making some oatmeal, and then gonna get this day going. Go up to the barn, do the chores, and come back here, hang out, and break down camp. So that's it. Okay, so when I made my haversack, I also made this little tool roll bag. It's become kind of I call it my fire roll. I stick, what I've got in here now, I've got like some bird's nest material, a piece of jute twine, some Vaseline cotton balls, a couple lighters. Any of that fire stuff, you know, if I get some fat wood, I'll, you know, throw it down in there and I'll roll this pouch up and then, you know, do one of those. And it's waxed canvas, so it'll keep my stuff dry. But here's one thing I like to use for it is if I'm doing feather sticks or trying to get shavings, I can lay this down kind of like a work mat, and I put my put my stick down on here, and then, you know, I'm obviously holding the stick with my other hand, but I'm holding the camera, and then I'll do my shavings down into the bag, and then when it starts getting full around here, I just open this up, kind of do one of those. So here's kind of what it looks like. Okay, I'm shaving here, doing some shavings down on the bag, and then I just kind of open that up, and then I can shake it all down in there to catch them, and then I can get that close so they don't pop out and do some more. Then all my shavings are in a nice neat pocket, okay, and I don't have to go, you know, they don't go flying all over the place, or I don't have to dig them out through the grass, and they're in a nice dry area. So I've just found a nice little use for this. Night time again, guys. Built another reflector on that side. Got some more wood cut than I did yesterday, and we got a pretty good fire going here for as we go to bed. And I went and cut some logs, see right there on the outside, and there's one right there, kind of around the backside, some big fat logs that I didn't split, that were had a little green to them, so hopefully they'll just kind of stay there, giving off at least a little heat for a while. So should be pretty warm. It's gonna get below freezing tonight. I'm feeling pretty good right now, though, that's for sure. I don't know if you can, still on the old plow point. So Feeling toasty right now, though, that's for sure. Got the wool blanket under the sleeping bag and doing well. So good night, everybody. Well, good morning, everybody. Had a nice hot bed of coals this morning. Threw some kindling on it, gave it a little air, fired right up. And this is the last of our wood here. So we're just gonna hang out here while this burns out and have some coffee, maybe some hot chocolate. And get on with the day and come back later and pack it all up. So there we go. Slept good last night again. Slept good. Got below freezing too, so looking good.